Hello, everybody, welcome. Rosa Saki, investigator, hella, huh. Everybody, welcome. Rosa Saki, investigator. So, in the spirit of doing things quickly, like doing shorter videos and covering specific subjects, just one subject, it's something that is on my mind, and I just saw a headline about it, which is travel. And I'm scheduled to travel in December to another country. And we have the shutdown on top of what had already been very confusing uh, conditions, let's just put it this way, right? With them firing a lot of air traffic controllers. And then we have the holiday travel that is coming up, Thanksgiving. A lot of people in the US, I think in the US, people travel more for Thanksgiving than Christmas. So it's a huge holiday, right? And this is very crippling for the airlines. This is very crippling for people, right? And of course for the workers that many of them have not been paid. Like I think the air traffic controllers are not paid right now. So uh hello. So let's get into it now. Before I do that, I'd like to ask for protection. A beautiful ray of light coming on top of my head as I breathe in. I feel my lungs as I breathe out. I create a circle. I create a circle. I step into it. I step into it. I feel protected. I feel connected. I'd like to ask that information come only from the highest sources, that it create the good and only the good, and so it is. Okay. All right. So let's get into it. Let me share with you what I was just reading, which is US flight cancellations rise as Sean Duffy warns travel could reduce to a trickle. Over 2,500 flights canceled as Transportation Secretary says flight reductions could reach 20% if shutdown persists. Okay, so let's see, right? If the shutdown continues, the FAA has instructed airlines to cut 6% of flights on Tuesday and to do the same to 10% by November 14th, which is Wednesday. The Transportation Secretary, Sean Duffy, has warned that flight reductions could reach 20% if the shutdown persists. And on Sunday, he predicted a substantial number of people in the US would be unable to celebrate the upcoming holidays with their families if the shutdown wasn't resolved. So, okay, it's funny. I'm gonna. So a song came to my head just now as I was reading it. It said, "The final shutdown." Da, 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 da. But by that I mean that it's the final. It's the shutdown of himself, of Trump. Like it's the final shutdown, meaning Trump's shutdown, which is very interesting actually. And I remember that at some point, a video I made early, like at some point a few weeks ago, I think. I remember saying that that would be his final shutdown. Like it would shut down his own government. That would be that is what he will have accomplished at the end of this. So let's see. Okay, so what is happening here with this? What is happening with the travel? So today is the 9th, Sunday. Okay. So it's interesting. I see that there's something shows me it goes to Friday. So Friday would be what? That's the 14th is Wednesday, like 16th of November. That would be right. And Trump is furious, he's kicking doors, he's kicking things because he's been told they have to stop the shutdown because they say, Mr. President, this is harming too many people and it's harming us. And he's upset because it will show that Democrats will not have caved, right? Because the whole thing that he's doing is his there's so many poison pills in that thing, in the bill that he wanted us to agree with, removing healthcare for so many. The Democrats did not agree to it, and he's going to have to. And he's furious because he only cares about the fact that he did not get what he wanted the way he wanted. So, so okay. So even though the question was about this the whole topic is about travel. It shows me that things are going to get bad towards midweek because of all these issues with air travel, and this is going to impact him to such an extent. And it tells me it's the SNAP issue, it's the blowback from a lot of things, and not letting people. Thanksgiving, again, if you're not in the US, it's a bigger holiday in a lot of ways than Christmas. So the fact that he's doing this to people, and it's saying a lot of people have been able to like, they don't know if they're going to travel, and they're telling, I think that it's the 27th, but still, right? So it shows that Trump will likely lose, and he's gonna have to give in. They're gonna be instructed to give in and just reopen the government. So that was interesting. That was, guys, sometimes it's so interesting when you're asking one question and there's all these other things that come up, especially, with visions. And so, okay, so tell me more. Now let me go back to, I put aside the thing of the shutdown, because then maybe this will become also about the shutdown, not just the travel part of the shutdown. Okay. So now let's go back to the question that I had, really, which is, I'm traveling, let's say December 4th, in about a month. Will it be okay to travel? Because again, it also goes back to something else I saw a couple of days ago. I think it was 2 or 3 days ago, the vision about the White House burning, and then that it seems really soon in some ways, right? It's like, how do we know? But that it, there would be closings, or there would be things happening as a result of that. But I don't mind, if that is, I don't have a problem with that, if that is because trash is being exited. But let's see. So let me go to then the question about December. How will travel, let's see, on December 4th, how will air travel within the US, like how will air travel be doing? Okay. Going abroad or going, how's that going on December 4th? Okay, okay, you know what? I have to, let me just reshuffle, because I feel like, I feel like I've reshuffled, but just let me do it again. Because I swear I just saw that card. I thought I had reshuffled. I hope I have. So let's see. I think it was just from that. I made a couple of videos before this one, so I've been using. So again, the question is, how will December 4th, how will travel be okay? Will it be happening normally? What's going on? What's going to be happening then? Okay, so all right, so let's see here. Oh, something public, okay. This track, okay. So we have something public recognition, tied up, confusion. Okay, let me see the next. Let's see, I'm gonna reshuffle again this thing, because I don't know, sometimes I like. So the question is, December 4th, how will travel be doing? And I do use a lot of different, I prefer, guys, using different card systems at once, because I always feel like it's more like when you increase you put more variables in, so it's more even, okay. Losses, stress related to the man losing, is it losing? Travel, again, the question, stress, but there's a friend that helps, huh? Hmm. Let's see this one. So again, the question is, how will travel will be doing December 4th? And then, you know what, I should have asked about Thanksgiving. I'm gonna do that next. Okay, this is a judge. Gift, okay. Judge, gift, letter. Judge grants something. Okay, so tell me more about this. Judge granting something. Man, wealthy man. Love portion upside down. And there's like, so I have to tell you, as I got this, it said the country has to keep running rosy. Too many businesses have been impacted, and there's a lot of legal measures to return the government back to its normal function. Okay, so let me go back here to what I saw first. Just so tell me about these cards. There's something coming out, right? Which is stressful, stress right here. And then we're tied up, was tied up, trash. And there's confusion, but we have a friendly presence. So again, go tell me, how will the airports be like? It's saying it's unclear, Rosie. Um, because there's a lot. So where will Trump be on December 4th? Letter about the organization changing. Happiness. Message. It did something. Work. Vision. Prison. Wow. You know, it shows me again this image of like things falling apart and having to rebuild. Okay. Constant. Older man here. Okay. Love. So, wow. Okay. Yeah, I do have this energy still of the rebuilding, that there is the collapse of this total effort to make complete chaos. And then there's slow. Is there slow? It feels slow. Rebuilding, reopening. Okay. Now, the next question, let me go back to Thanksgiving. Okay, because that's what most people are concerned. So, how is Thanksgiving going to be? Maintain this. I'm talking about travel, right? So, offers, they're not reliable. We were angry. Again, this card of matriarch or boss women. Talking. So, it looks like it could be okay here, baby. Did I? Yeah, baby, man, new beginning, new start. Oh, ending. Early stages of the end, the man ending. So, it shows me when I asked too that there's like almost like a Sean Duffy. I see actually the picture of Sean Duffy and Trump like a arm wrestling, and he's pushing, and there's a lot of people pushing him to try to open the government, right? This is way before Thanksgiving, but it shows that again, it will work, it will happen. That people will be able to travel, but it will be um, a struggle. But again, I get the sense again, there's a whole shutdown of the government is not like they do not, their plan was to never open the government again and to make it some sort of like a, dictatorship or something like that to grind the country to a halt so they could have their power, but it backfires. So let me ask, what happens to the shutdown overall? Is it going to end in November? What's happening to the shut? They say yes, for sure. 14, 17. That's right. 17, is that right? 17, it will be the Saturday. 14 Wednesday, that's right. So is the shutdown going to, and then I see that Trump and a lot of people in his government are like, what just happened? What happened? Because they thought they were going to celebrate this. So is it going to end? Can a lot of money now here is resources, right? People not having resources and having things have to move along. There's a man here, a judge here goes, but that goes before the judge, and women. Now travel. Oh, that's right, travel. Exactly. Travel is exactly what I was asking. Worried about travel. People worried about travel. So, okay, here is now interesting other card. Anger. That's right, exactly what I was saying. People are really angry. Travel. Look, again, another card of travel. So people are angry. They have to travel. Joy. So it's saying he's stealing people's joy, right? So anger at travel and how it impacts, right? The least of joy that maybe Trump is near the end, but I think ultimately they're angry that he's harming their ability to enjoy life, right? That's what's happening. It really is true. So, so that's right. And I see that again, Trump loses steam completely. He's been losing it for a long time now, but it's something that he doesn't, he's not in it for the good, right? We know that. But after this shutdown collapses and they start feeling the blowback from their own voters, S starts to hit the fan, right? And then I see interesting. So the next, so I think this is like this is clear here, right? The answer. I know it sound I'm recording and getting the AI to do the summaries. But basically there's this push, right? The push for reopening travel, like reopening the government, and it will probably succeed because of the power of a lot of the voters, because of the business people. It's creating too much harm, and they're starting to feel it. Now, parallel to that, there's a possibility again that there are some delays in December because I think he's on his way out, really. So let me ask a slightly related, but slightly different question, but connected. So is Trump going to be, it's not removal, what is the word? It's like, what is happening in November in the Trump administration for them? Because if it's going down in December, or it looks like things are going in a bad direction, what is going on behind the scenes in this Trump administration that, as we head towards December? Wait, I feel like I see this card, but whatever. Oh, that's right, because that was the one that appeared last time. Okay, regularity, the law. Okay. Opportunity, invitation. Oh, man. Oh, there's Grace. Look, the burning building. That's right, the burning building. Official. Official is what? Military. Military. And the women, like older women. This is a card of the widower, but it's not necessarily a widow. It's a woman who's like a mother, who's a mature, I say mature woman of some sort. The courts. False person. Coffin. Yes. Yes. And okay, so again, that's right. Disgrace. That's right. The courts. It's interesting that the courts, it showed the courts. Mm-hmm. He failed in his responsibilities as president. That's right. But it's not, no, it's not Congress. It's like a lot of legal losses and the obviousness of the fact that he is working against the law. Okay, so this is it, guys. I guess what I sometimes I try to get a lot of detail, but it is what it is. It's not 100% like clear, 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 but this is the pattern of how things are going. Okay. All right. So thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you tomorrow very soon. Bye. Or in the next video.